power of Christ compels you to watch Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
I don't think it's gonna go. And I do love a good exorcism. It's like a deep tissue massage for your soul.
Welcome to Xplay, one of the few forms of entertainment not yet condemned by the Vatican.
Not yet.
Good point. On today's show, we review the ER game, which is as fresh and exciting as any game based on a 10-year-old television drama with none of the original cast members.
And we've got Puyo Pop Fever, a Japanese puzzle game as addictive as it is foreign.
Plus, we've got a preview of DOA 4 for the Xbox 360 and a review of a Fire Emblem RPG for the GBA.
And a space action game with fewer original plot points than an episode of That's So Raven.
But first off, have you ever been playing a really bad RPG and said, wow, I wish this had more Sherry Stringfield in it? Well, your prayers have just been answered. Here's ER.
To be perfectly clear, there are no actual zombies in this game, though Noah Wiley's voice acting does come frighteningly close.
After playing this game, I realized exactly what's wrong with America's healthcare system. It turns out that saving lives is very, very boring.
Almost as boring as watching ER.
But if video game doctors are lame, video game diseases can be fun. Here's a review of Puyo Pop Fever.
It did.
What is an onion pixie?
It's Japanese.
Oh,
yeah.
Just to clarify, were those drippy things supposed to be snot?
No, they're like gumdroppy things, I think.
But it's supposed to be a fever, and those colored drippy things, how do we know that they're not mucus or phlegm or something?
Well, if it's snot that's brightly colored and adorable, I'm willing to live with that.
You live with snot?
We all.
Sessler and Morgan Webb.
They seem to be handling us just fine, don't they?
Yes, but pregnant women should never handle broken Adam Sesslers and Morgan Webb. Welcome back to Xplay. 3D fighting games. They've long been a forum for developers to highlight the graphic capabilities of a platform. And by graphic capabilities, I mean, well...
Boobs.
Yes, the Dead or Alive series has thoroughly explored this area.
Boobs.
Yes, in all of its previous incarnations, including 2003's Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, which was downright...
Yeah, boob-centric?
I was thinking more like boob-bastic.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
Point is, with the Xbox 360 on its way, folks at Team Ninja have set themselves the task of figuring out just how high a quality of software
He means boobs.
this hardware can create. Here's our preview of Dead or Alive 4.
Honestly, does it make sense to have an entire genre of fighter entirely devoted to digital representations of lady parts?
Yeah.
Webb.
Mostly.
Mostly. Welcome back to Xplay. Role-playing games vary from the vast complexity of a massively multiplayer universe to the quiet simplicity of Pokemon.
But at their core, they share one thing in common, being so astoundingly dorky and complex that after playing one, you'll lose the ability to talk about anything but hit points and defensive stances.
The Fire Emblem series has raised the stakes on handheld RPGs, adding in complex political struggles, fascinating hair colors, and surprisingly fun gameplay. Here's our review of Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stones.
Arg, blast. That's kind of catchy.
Arg! I do feel that modern American life really could use more faux medieval pirate cursing.
Also, you know what? We could really use a Japanese RPG where all the male characters didn't look like they were aspiring drag queens.
Hey, let's just stick to the fights we can win. Blast!
Of Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
I think a lot of the kids don't know what that means.
No.
Ask mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Xplay. If there's anything worse than a bad game, it's a bad game that sincerely thinks it's a good game.
Like Drew Barrymore wearing glasses, you can't add a veneer of intelligence to a game that sucks by giving it a fancy-sounding name or an excruciatingly long expository cutscene.
On a completely unrelated note, we have a review of Advent Rising.
If you haven't heard of it, this is the game with storyline written by sci-fi author Orson Scott Card.
He is the author of Ender's Game and the ensuing series of Ender's books, none of which were as good as the original novel.
And since Advent Rising is the first in a trilogy of games, we sure hope the first one is good because it's all downhill from there.
So we really, really hope this one is engaging enough to make us excited for the sequels.
Here's a review of Advent Rising.
And Morgan Webb.
That's nice.
I think it is.
Welcome back to Xplay.
Later in the show, we have our review of Lego Star Wars, the game where you get to kill Jar Jar.
Yes, the game designed for children is the only one that lets you vent your naked aggression on a giant Muppet.
But first, a new installment of Xplay's ever-popular Weird Games.
And today we have something very special.
It's usually our Weird Games with Japanese imports, but today we have something made in the good old US of A.
And what do Americans want more than anything? Why, to rock and roll all night and party every day. So what happens when Kiss gets their own video game? Why, Weird Games presented by EB Games.